So, I got my PC back, and they told me there was something wrong with it. Now, I don't just experience these things in Skyrim, like game dying in the arse. Could be the save, but it was also happening in Battlefield. But again, they said it was all good, my PC was still breathing, and so, yeah. Could be see that I had a million NPCs with me, because again, fighting dragons was brutal at a certain stage, you know, like I didn't have any skills to go fighting dragons, but the more I've killed, the stronger I've gotten as this character, and probably less followers I need. Yeah. Apparently she's getting quite strong, and at the moment we're hunting dragons and we're learning words of power, and you know, I'm learning words of power that just blow through groups of NPCs, like Flame Shout will just absolutely tear through like 6 or 5 bandits, and she's becoming the very character I kind of wanted to be. You know, she spent many months with teams of people to help her, to train her, to support her. Centaurus right here, my main dude. And other side characters, even like this character, Octavia. I made her as like a progressional character. I started her as in a farm as a really skinny girl, and then her mother and her younger sister got killed by bandits, and she was rescued by... Shit, where is she? She's actually here somewhere.
Yes?
Is there in there somewhere? Probably in a different building. Can't find her at the moment, but her name's Freya. I don't know if she's back here
sorry.
somewhere. Yeah,
My mind was just
she was rescued by this woman, and eventually
You need a room.
she carried her to the Kinnarin Temple, and she spent many months there recovering, and then she went out to find her hero, and she joined her hero, and her hero has trained her from this weak, frail, skinny girl to this warrior woman, barbarian, who's also now a werewolf because of Freya. And there's many different characters here, like you got Centaurus right here, you've got Minerva over there, who's a Mages Guild character, you've got Tonrok over here, who's my Companions character. How you doing, fella? You've got the Nightingale here, which is my Thieves Guild character, but she looks different because she's wearing the armour, so she can't be recognised. She doesn't actually look like that. She looks like an ordinary wood elf, but without all the weird shit on her. Yeah, there's so many different characters here. I haven't got all of them. I've got Cecilia, who's you know, the kind of character that rescued Freya in there when she was only a girl, and raised her and taught her how to use the blade, but again, this is some of the crew. Nowhere near enough of them with me at the moment, but enough to where the game isn't going to shit itself, either due to a mod that I've downloaded or just because the saves reached a certain age and it's you know, it's starting to degrade in quality. So yeah, hopefully that's all good. Now, on a personal note, on all the stories that I do, I'm gonna not do them in the future. Like for this save at least, and like don't get me wrong, man, I'm definitely gonna probably replay this save over again until eventually Beyond Skyrim comes out. There are some things I do want to improve. Like I did all the guild quests right after each other. I'm thinking if I ever start a new save, I'll do the guild quests that I kind of want to do before the Civil War takes off. You know, like maybe set a year or two before High King's death. You know, like the Companions quest, I might do that where it's set a year before the death of the High King, and the Mages Guild quests. I might do their quest before the events of Skyrim truly kick off, and then eventually I might do the Civil Wars character and play between that and this, and eventually get to the Dark Brotherhood quest line, which I'll play in between the Dragonborn's quest line during the time where she gets the people to unite peace, you know, the Stormcloaks and the Imperials. It would be the perfect time for the assassins to come in and eventually attempt to assassinate the Emperor, who's, you know, come to Skyrim during the time of peace, because none of the Allies can afford to attack each other, thinking it's safe to visit his cousin, but he's also skeptical, so he sent his duplicate, or his Kyle, you know, his decoy in there, and it's died, and you know he's pulled out, and he's left Cyrodiil. He's left Skyrim and went back to Cyrodiil, and eventually when all the shit happens, blah blah. It's peace in Skyrim, dragons are dealt with, the Civil War's done, the Imperials win, he comes back to Skyrim, and eventually the assassins there waiting for him and kills him. But I do plan on redoing my story and telling it more, well, you know, not doing all the guild quests back to back, maybe doing the ones that I consider previous to Skyrim's story. I do want to do the Thieves Guild story during when the Empire takes over Riften, so it needs to be during the time of the Civil War, in between Centaurus and Sigun's bickering. And then, of
Yes.
course, the Dark Brotherhood storyline between the peace treaty between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. But again, I'm going to still try and play this one out as much as I can. Hopefully it's just a mod that I've downloaded that I've got to check out. Because I'm thinking of just testing out like a new save, see if I get this shit when I try and turn corners and I freeze and stuff. But, yeah. Other than that, when I start a new playthrough, I will 100% try and record it as a story and keep it updated on the kind of events of what my story is about. I even want to do a pre-log, you know, like what happened 30 years beforehand, what really set the events of Skyrim into place. And I'll change NPCs like Ulfric and his steward, and I'll have I'll tell a somewhat close, tight-knit story on the events of Ulfric and kind of how it went to shit, pretty much. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But that's a while away. That's when I start a new playthrough. I do want to do that. I want to like have a pre-log, like I did with Ragnar's story, and that was still that story is always going to stand. Like that will be the origins of my Dragonborn. But again, I want to do the origins of Skyrim, like kind of how it all started, how it kind of all went to shit. You know, what led to this shit. Anyway, I've talked too much shit. I'm out of here. Hope you guys are having a good one, and look after yourselves.